You're watching Cavs Warriors IV in the NBA Finals now. In a few months, you'll be watching Clemson-Alabama IV in the college football playoff championship game. We'll take the next step on that, too. There's a better chance to see Clemson-Alabama V than Cavs Warriors V. There might be more sequels than the Halloween franchise. That's Nick Saban's birthday, by the way, and college football fans should be prepared to live out this nightmare at least one more time. Sporting News picked Clemson and Alabama to reach the championship game in our 2018-19 bowl projections. More SN's preseason top 25. We'll put it to you in poll question form, too. If you could take Alabama and Clemson in a package deal or the rest of the 128-team FBS field, who would you pick to win the national championship in 2018? Who would you take to win the 2018 College Football National Championship? Bill Bender, at BillBender92, June 5, 2018. The early returns favor Clemson and Alabama, and it's easy to see why. They've played in the college football playoff the past 3 years, including 2 national championship games. They have the 2 most talented teams in the nation. Alabama has college football's next big thing in Tua Tagovailoa at quarterback, and he's surrounded by another cycle of premium NFL talent. Clemson has QB intrigue with Kelly Bryant and Trevor Lawrence, but whoever starts will be handing off to Heisman sleeper Travis Etienne with a defensive line that features 4 potential first-round picks on the other side of the ball. They also have coaches who have mastered the art of making their players live up to the expectations. Call it rat poison, or whatever you want. Saban and Dabo Swinney ignore that outside noise, and they get their players to ignore that outside noise as needed. Example: before last year's championship game, Paul Feinbaum told SN that Alabama used the criticism of being let in the playoff despite not winning the SEC to their advantage heading into last year's Sugar Bowl against Clemson. "I've never seen a team that wore disrespect prouder than they did," Feinbaum said. Of course, they won it all, and they are a good bet to do it again. What would hold me back from placing all the chips on Clemson-Alabama IV? Ohio State would be the first hitch. Urban Meyer stockpiled talent that matches up with both schools, and when we did this question 2 years ago we were taking the Crimson Tide and Buckeyes against the field. But Ohio State has a tough path to the playoff in the Big Ten East, and last year re-emphasized that when the 2-loss Buckeyes were left out at the expense of Alabama. Those are the 3 teams that have won the first 4 college football playoff championships, and we're confident that at least one of them will be in the championship game. Can anybody else disrupt that? You can throw out the usual contenders here: Georgia, Auburn, Miami, Washington, Wisconsin, Penn State, Michigan, Michigan State, Oklahoma and Notre Dame would be in that mix. Throw in UCF if you have to, but remember they might have to beat Clemson and Alabama to win that trophy. Georgia, Auburn and Miami would get their shot in the regular season, but the others wouldn't have that luxury. You have to bring talent and depth in those 2 playoff games, and nobody has more than the Tigers and Crimson Tide. We could be wrong. In some ways, we hope we're wrong. It would be more entertaining. The most common response to our bowl projections and that championship pick is, "Way to go out on a limb." Well, that would be just utterly boring. Sean Cochran, at Sean's Memphis, June 3, 2018. We'd like to see some drama in the regular season too, but there is no reason to climb that tree. That gap, a product of salaries, coaching, recruiting and facilities, has given a few powerhouses a huge advantage over everybody else. Georgia, Ohio State or one of those other Big Ten East teams looking to break through could disrupt this, but it's easier to project the most obvious answer. Cue the Halloween theme if you want. Alabama Clemson IV is coming. We wouldn't bet against that.